Good evening, and thank you for tuning in for a scene for Edessa, Season 2, The Dark Crusade. Our scene finds the Merchant of Bones actually riding in a carriage, and he is in a carriage riding towards the farmlands, where he got a tip that the sister of, the sister of Garnet was looking to speak with him um, sooner than later. And concluding his shopping and giving his departing good evenings and stuff, the Merchant of Bones made a point to go see Garnet at his stables. Um, he knows where it is, though this is the first time he's actually been here. Um, Unfortunately, he is not sending any word beforehand, but considering that it's late at night and horses aren't exactly, they're pulling a carriage isn't exactly quiet, um, Garnet would know that at least somebody is approaching his stables.
Yeah, once you enter, the carriage pulls up. You see a figure out with several horses off in the distance, what looks to be like a main kind of riding pen. Um, you see him look up as some of the horses canter back into their stocks and all that. As he'll begin to walk over, you immediately recognize him as Garnet. A woman named Oblena will just point you out to him. Will point him out to you as well as he just walks over and vaults over the stable stall fairly easily. Will walk up with a smile on his face as some of the horses kick and buck, but he just touches them and they seem to go suddenly quiet as he'll smile. Darling?
And the Merchant of Bones head will pop out of the side of the door. He's wearing his fucking plague mask, so he'll slide it off his face and kind of slid it on the chair or the seat, and kind of make his way out of the carriage as he does so. He just says, "Darling," kind of matching his tone. He's never really responded to Garden in that way, but now that they seem kind of same alliance, they worked together a few times. He seems comfortable to address him as such.
Garnet kind of smiles, brightens a bit, and he's like, "It's wonderful to see you."
Good to see you as well. I just saw your sister, and he kind of looks back at the way towards where he came, in the bazaar. She said that you were looking for me.
I did, yes. We have some important business to discuss. We'll talk inside. Such matters shouldn't be talked about out in the open. You just smile. Do you want wine?
No, thank you. I'm fine. I've taken my fill for this evening, though. If you don't mind, would my guard maybe peruse around, or maybe
Just
talk with your people?
He'll just nod and he'll whisper something into the woman's ear, and the woman will kind of stand aside. My ghoul, Elena, will show them around and help in any way they can.
Yeah, and once the Merchant of Bones steps out, another woman will come out wearing heavy armor and having a sword kind of gripped, and still in the sheath. It's gripped in her hand as she comes out. It's just her, and she's a rather stout-looking woman, very hardy when she's wearing the armor. Um, and she just kind of, the Merchant of Bones just kind of, gives her some words to basically follow Elena, and yeah, she just kind of, I mean, the ghoul, his ghoul or his guard will just kind of introduce herself as Mildred, and then I guess those two will kind of walk off as the Merchant of Bones follows Garnet.
Yeah, if the Merchant Bones is observant, Elena is sleek and slim, dressed as a member of a gang, from what you can immediately tell. She walks with a weird sort of limp, but you can tell that's probably from doing her weird reclusive activities. As he leads you into one of the larger wooden buildings, and he'll open the door and let you in. As you notice, it's kind of a bit more fancier inside. There's couches, there's chairs, and he'll close the door and gesture for you to sit down. And sit down across from you, folding his legs.
Yeah, he has no problem taking a seat, and he'll just kind of let his cane rest between his legs. He kind of just plays with the shaft. Oh god, this sounds so bad now. Anyways, he just puts it to the side and just lets it sit there, and just looks rather open to discussion with. God, Jesus Christ, what am I
All right.
thinking?
But yeah, Garnet will lean back and smirk, and then so how goes business with the alliance and all that? Everything okay, or are we still going on as preceded?
As far as I know, everything is going well. I don't see any changes. The Nosferatu still seem on board per the original agreement. I haven't heard anything from you all, so I'm assuming that things are just as good. Um,
I do
Nothing from
believe
anybody else.
I do believe Apollo is attempting to secure a position of Harpy for myself, but that's about the only thing.
Oh, really?
Mm. With a little, it came from a little persuasion, of course. He'll give Merchant Bowes that little sly grin.
Well, congratulations. I don't see anybody else that could maybe fit that bill. I mean, you do seem quite ingrained in the society. You seem to know many of the Canites here. Seems like a natural fit to me.
He'll nod. It'll serve us as well, with knowing the right information in the right court as well, knowing who's talking what and who's saying exactly what.
Indeed. Oh, and they'll have to treat you nice. That'll be fun to see.
Yes, it will be very interesting.
Hmm.
No, everything's been quiet here. The La Sombra have been interesting. You can
Oh?
tell they're. Well, Madeleine, I can tell, is eager to impress, even though you can tell she's chomping at the bit that La Sombra wasn't elected. But he'll just shrug. We'll see how it is.
Hmm. Too bad. Well, we'll see how things go. Yeah, things could change, but let's hope not. We put a lot of work in for that, and to get somebody um, that's not La Sombra, um, and on our side, mm, has been much taxing on the resources, I'll say.
He'll nod in agreement.
But then again, we do have the Seneschal to worry about and just how far he reaches, and apparently the members that he brought into the courts already.
Playing his games as always, but I'm sure that'll be no hassle. Considering if we move carefully enough, we'll be able to secure more prosperous means than the Seneschals even realized.
Indeed. I only hope that members from our alliance will fill the rest of the court positions. That'll be the ideal situation, I believe, don't you think?
Nod his head. Hmm. If we can push aggressively, though, we can at least form something. I know the Venture and I are planning to at least form something in terms of the noble courts to make sure that the Sombras start to sweat.
Hmm. I too have put my attentions in that direction, though more just with gaining influence, and I've done quite a bit of work on that myself. I seem to be pulling some attention. Somewhat of a small hero, I think is the word. He's not English, he's from Turkey, so anyways, considering my proclivities and knowledge in medicine, been able to make great strides within the nobility. Um, so we might be able to coordinate some efforts there if need be.
Hmm. This is nod. I do have a family that's looking to rise above the certain merchant class into their own noble line.
How interesting.
Perhaps. I've been having them cautiously meet. Perhaps in the future, an endorsement from such a man could go a long way in the eyes of the other nobles.
Yes, I believe that'll be a good idea, especially if they come from maybe venture-owned lines. That'll be able to solidify more of that reputation there.
Not exactly. But that is not the reason I called you here. The reason I called you here is I might have found something. Something very, very nefarious going down in the slums.
At that time, you'll see the Merchant of Bones kind to put his arms on, or his rest his elbows, and kind of bring his hands to kind of weave, or his fingers to weave over his chest, as he just sits there and looks at you to put a lot more focus and attention on your words. Go ahead.
Well, in the few days before the prince fell, we all received, most of us, from what I could attain from sources, in Clan Malk received a series of visions, each pertaining to different members of the accompanied parties. However, one in particular, a woman, long silver hair, began to paint, showing us each of the images. I thought nothing of it, merely part of the sight that we all have. However, there has been a growing cult down in the South Wall slums. People whipping each other and praying forgiveness from the Lord. I've been there. There seems to be no kindred presence. Canine presence yet. But it's there, you can sniff it. The founder is reclusive. And from what I can tell, her intentions are not merely to seek forgiveness of the Lord, as some of my own clan were there, and revelations were discovered that the beast that Johanna, I believe, has talked about has its origins there from this woman.
Really?
He'll nod his head. She's been here in the slums for the entire time, building, right under our noses.
And she's already entrenched in the people, at least a good amount of people from the slums. This is not the same people that come in with that outsider brouhaha, is it?
No, far different. These are more fervent in their beliefs. The outsider brouhaha may have some mild influence, but this is a far darker territory. The Red Man and I discussed and watched.
Does this
There's
woman
this...
have a name?
No, that's the curious thing. We couldn't find her name. It's almost as if she had forgotten it herself, that she'd be gone far beyond conventional names. But all you had to do was look around and you could feel it. Something is off. Whatever mask these people are wearing is sure innocent in their beliefs, and they mean to try not to force their beliefs on anyone, but that's the beauty of it. It's a perfect disguise. Whatever they're doing in there, and whoever this woman is, building and building, she's the key to everything. It's been going on in the last while.
Do you have anybody skilled enough to infiltrate a cult such as that?
I do, but it puts them at great risk.
I understand.
However, when I went there, they didn't know my face, and they were interested in talking. All you have to do is look a certain way and disguise yourself a certain way. I imagine a plague doctor would not be someone they would look twice at if he was merely investigating and making sure the symptoms of the plague did not return.
I might have to take you up on that idea. That is good advice there.
I can change my face to look like anything I need it to. But if you can go in with the ruse that you're a doctor merely doing good intentions, all I can be is an assistant and eyes and ears everywhere else.
So you would go with me then?
If you would prefer, I might be able to give you an insight that you might have missed. An insight only a Malkavian can see.
Indeed. That's exactly what I was thinking. Okay. I'm good with this. I think we should do that then. Because just knowing that we're gonna just need more information, period. So the more we can get in and maybe even earn some of their trust, the more we might be able to get from them, find out more.
Precisely. Now I have Mina telling me the things that she's done. Which, let's be honest, if that is having Mina, who is a fledgling, under its sway, What was going to happen if it gets another more powerful canine doing its task for them?
Hmm. I don't know. I would hate to even think of the thought or think about that, considering how much damage she's done to my clan already.
Consider the fact that I had been aware of had a suspicion of Mina's condition, and been delaying her as much as I could, through our various gifts, and that's the only damage that she could do. And considering the damage she's done, he just rubbed his chin. This tactician and these people worry me.
Indeed. Speaking of which, I know there's. I was told that there are 7 of them altogether. I'm pretty sure you might have known this already.
No, not. I've seen 6 of their faces.
Hmm. Really? Was one of them a small boy by chance? With.
The boy was mentioned on the painting, but he didn't stand with the 6 or 7.
Hmm.
He seemed to stand separate on his own. No, the one I saw the most clearly was a woman.
And not the wishing woman, not the one that we saw at the Princess
She
Palace.
she was there, no, it was the woman with silver hair painting the entire thing.
Hmm.
As if she knew everything was about to happen. Talking about a charred woman robbed of her triumph. Hmm. At first I thought Johanna was the key, but Johanna was merely a pawn like Mina was. There's something we're missing. Some piece that we haven't seen yet. And I believe it is down in those slums.
Hmm. And you kind of just see him kind of like move his eyes off of you. He just seems to be kind of like thinking. Yeah, he almost seems a little uncomfortable just because honestly he's a scholar and just not knowing things just kind of bothers him in general. But it's not like something like overly like where he's panicking or anything like that. It's just a mild, very mild, uncomfortable look. A very sour look. A very like a look that like just he wants to just get to the bottom of this and get this shit over with. Kind of fed up.
Yeah, Garnet
Uh,
nod.
in any case, then, from what I've come to learn of the Wishing Woman, it seems like all their agendas are different.
Hmm.
They're not as cohesive as we thought they were.
Mina did say that. It was the wishing woman who was more concerned for her than what the tactician was using her for.
Indeed. And if they all have separate agendas, then that means we can use them against each other. Maybe, hopefully, take each other out, or at least one or two, something. Sow some discord amongst them.
This wishing woman, do you know of her, or have you. When she spoke to us, she seemed to speak with us with an odd sense of familiarity.
Hmm. The Wishing Woman is a member of Clan Cappadocian, a long-lived and very venerated woman. She was known for her advancements in our bloodline and her contributions to mortal society in the form of care and gifts. Um, she was known for breaking the silence by providing artifacts to mortals and performing miracles for them. She is a
This,
very hmm, she's a very saintly woman, to a point, and by saintly I mean her care for life. And from what I understand, she is actually not hiding at the fountain. She is performing miracles there daily.
Hmm. Interesting.
Has Irene come to speak to you yet? Because I know she said that she was planning to speak with you.
I haven't seen a little bird since the Elysium.
Ah,
She did look oh so eager to talk to me though about something.
probably. It would be about the wishing woman, no doubt. She has been getting very close with her, and has been working with me, unknowingly working with us regarding the regarding that matter.
Indeed, she tried to tell me of the tactician before and, well, helped me out in a lot of ways that she never even realized. He'll grin to himself. And this alliance, of course.
The wishing woman has some kind of plan for Canaanites. It's not exactly murder, but some kind of subjugation. By that, it can mean anything, whether she takes control of our minds or something. I can only use my imagination to think what a what an elder might do.
Subjugation. He'll lean back. The last Edessans were wiped out by a beast. Perhaps she merely decides to choose the one she finds worthy of subjugation and cleanse the rest.
Hmm. I don't think that's exactly what it is. She's tired and fed up with all of us. The cruelty, the games, the backstabbing. She seems she's I would say it almost brokenhearted, depressed. She does these miracles because she feels like it helps absolve her soul of the stains of all the murder she's committed, because she's helped with the aid of the murdering, with the help with efforts of the plague, excuse me, and how many she's killed.
And yet, by subjugating everyone, she is no better than the people she hates. It's ironic, isn't it?
Isn't it always?
People who do love the sound of their own voice and the forgiveness they preach often are the most hypocritical in their ways. It's always
Hmm.
fascinating to watch them.
Yes. I plan on going to talk to her myself to see what more I can get out of her. She is a member of my clan after all. I am in need of some healing, perhaps. He just chuckles.
Probably better to you than me. I don't think she'd be much interested in chatting to a Malkavian like myself.
Hmm. Well, you are rather charming, darling. I think you should give it a try if you ever got a wild hair.
Unfortunately, though I probably could charm her, her and I disagree on the most fundamental of levels. I am all about choice. She is all about her choice.
That is true. I have the Lasombra hmm, well invested in this. That neonate Memnon is chomping at the bit, wanting to help as well.
He's an eager boy,
He
very
is.
eager.
Have you met with him yet?
Oh, I have met with him. He is the most eager of the Lasombra I've seen. Like an Olympian waiting for the Titan to fall so he may scurry in and take what's needed.
Hmm, interesting. I had never seen him of sorts, but then again, Canaanites are always duplicitous,
It's
usually.
in that smile he does when he knows he's getting what he wants. He's hidden it well, he's very skilled,
Hmm.
but it's there. especially when you pretend to give him what he wants.
Do you know anything about him?
I know he prides himself in his work. I know he prides himself on being rigid and cold, but he is ambitious. All you need to do is give him something to latch onto that he thinks he can take for himself, and he will leap both hands in the air. And Irene, well, Irene just loves the attention. Loves the attention it craves, it brings, because, well, wouldn't you wish you were a child of a prince?
I am surprised that she carries the weight of Ancilla with her, most likely because of her connection to the prince, but she does seem to have this kind of benign personality, though usually behind such cozy and beautiful guises are sharp knives waiting to stab you in the back.
Her knife is far different. Benign. She's in even denial about it, but it's there. All you have to do is look carefully and you'll see her hunger for everyone to, for her, for you, for I, for everyone to look at her the same way as we all look at each other. Irene is different because she's not going to stab you, not yet. Not until she takes everything out from you first. And you bore her. That's when the knife slides in. That's why Irene unfortunately gets very frustrated with me. I just compliment her. She never sees a thing. Wink.
Hmm.
But as long as they can be put to uses that they never realize that they're being going left or right, serves our interests.
Indeed. That's why I've been putting them to task. As far as with these elders, I don't know if that's a good idea, though, considering how easily Mina seemed to be latched onto. But then again, maybe it was a fluke. Either way, as long as they're not focused on totally, us, I'm
Hmm.
happy with it. I'm happy with it otherwise.
Another may examine it as the more amused play toy. I'd rather them play with the toy rather than find out who's holding the toy.
Hmm.
Hmm. But send word to me when you're going into the slums. I'll find it. Slums is my domain. Well, Malkavian domain. Whispers travel far, and I'll meet you there.
Hmm. Make sure I do so.
Although, don't be surprised if I don't look the same. It's all part of the ruse.
How would I know it's you? I just actually encountered Mina doing the same thing, and she got past my senses quite easily. I was a little unnerved, though admittedly amused.
I'll greet you the way I always do, darling.
Huh, well then I guess I will not be able to miss that then. It's settled.
You grin. And how goes your ambitions then, Merchant of Bones?
Hmm.
You told
Hmm.
me in the Elysium change was coming. How goes it?
I'm still in the planning phases of that. I'm working on becoming primogenitor of my clan. I am woefully tired of Balajan. He is boring, and all he does is stay down in his wherever he stays. Unfortunately, I don't know where he stays yet, but I will find out. I become quite friends with his child, Lady Astor. I'm sure you know her.
I do know her well. Such a delightful woman. Very,
Hmm.
very forceful. He'll grin.
She is a force of personality, unlike myself. I'm more like the eye of the storm, and she is more of the storm. I guess that's why I kind of admire her in a way. And we also seem to work well together. We complement each other in a way. But yes, I'm hoping to maybe speak with her regarding her sire and maybe a change, come sort of about come to an agreement about some change within our clan.
You'll
I don't.
nod.
There's no way we can continue to live underground and pretend like the world doesn't exist and hope it doesn't see us in turn. That's how we got into this predicament, anyways, with my prince being murdered and La Sombra basically having a run of Edessa.
Mm. I did hear Madeleine insult your clan at Elysium.
No, she
Straight
did.
the nerve. He'll lean back with a smile on his face.
Hmm.
That is very cocky.
It is.
Although, it's interesting. Perhaps it's something you should point out to Madeleine, or at least get even with. She does take that little pop around her all the time.
Hmm. I quite suspect Madeline knows my displeasure with her, even if I don't make it apparent. She she has insulted me on many levels. As far as when it comes to me and my clan, she has my clan's books stolen from my prince's vault during the attack. Claimed that she risked her life to take them, and has yet to give them back to me. You're,
Interesting. And were there any witnesses to her great heroics?
oh yes, Aldrich the Wise. He told me he took some too, and admittedly had a run through what was in the books. I cannot blame him for that. I would be curious too. We're scholars after all. But he
Hmm.
gave them back the next day. Madeline has not.
Very, very telling. And very, very good that you're telling me this, seeing as I will become a harpy.
Yep. Admittedly, there was much more there than just my clan's tomes. There was information there regarding some of the somber mysticism, maybe some other things as well. I cannot mm, blame her for wanting to keep those things. In fact, I wholeheartedly agree that she should keep them. In fact, I believe that should be her prize for giving me back my clan's tomes and only my clan's tomes. She can keep the rest. But she seems to want to hold on to them for as long as possible, no doubt to probably copy them. And she wants to get a boon out of me for it. And
Boon. My.
hmm and yeah. So along with this and the show where she um, denigrated my prince and my clan, she is she is not on the good list. We'll say that.
Interesting. Well then, it's time for these hands to get to work then, darling. Who grin mischievously.
Yes. Supposed to be meeting with her to retrieve them, though still, I'm not one to. I'm gonna try not to give in to the Boone thing. I don't. I've seen how she left. I have the site. Uh,
Push hard and push fast. Be direct.
yeah.
Don't give her room to breathe, and that's how you win against Lady Madeleine.
Hmm.
Hmm. But I'm glad to hear that the ambitions are beginning to take toll. After all, Paula is in need of change. He grinned to himself.
Yes. This is the nature of things. All things must change. Death is not the end of anything. It's only merely change.
Hmm. He'll look up and grin. Yes. Although I fear the way you and I will bring about it will be far different among our clan.
Probably.
But as long as our alliance is aware of the potential changes, well then that's where the fun really begins.
Yes. I only hope that we just remained as prosperous and nothing skips a beat, though. I assume there'd probably be some, you know, broken eggs over these changes in our own respective clans, but hmm.
There might be, depending on how. With my clan, I intend to make sure that it is the entire clan's decision. He looks up with this such an evil smile.
Hmm.
It'll be in the end. It's a simple thing, Merchant of Bones. It'll be their choice. Now, whether I've influenced that choice is anyone's guess. But they're the ones who made it, not me.
You are a very wicked man, Garnet.
I am a product of my surroundings. Sometimes men are required to do dark deeds in order to function.
Hmm.
But I have the interest of this alliance in more ways than one. And so long as Clan Malkavian's interests are kept aligned and everything is kosher, you always have my support, darling.
Well, that's good to know. I have had not any doubts since we talked about this, and things were put into action. Put into action.
Although this salubri that Gerard is holding, wouldn't mind getting into his mind.
I believe that'll be easier than you think if you just asked him.
I might. But then again, it'll be what's left of the salubri after I'm finished.
I'm not really interested in this Luby, other than maybe what their healing capabilities. But other than that, whether they live or die is really no matter to me.
There is one that we should keep an eye on. I know his name is Quill.
Ah, right. Excuse me. Yes, him. Yeah, that guy. Hmm.
He uses the cover of the Brothers of Pole, works mainly in the Prophet's Quarter. His gang, along with members of the ones I controlled from with the Volg, were the ones that pushed out the sores. He's the one who
Hmm.
started the fires.
Yes, I was told it was Quills, and through Mina, apparently.
Through Mina, through me.
Hmm.
I've been watching Quill build. Devious. And he has ties to Mina, and however Mina is the perfect little mole, I think it's time for Quill to make sure that he is removed from his position. Otherwise, that's going to be a thorn in our side, especially with terms of Aldrich and his clan being declared war on. That is
Hmm.
one right there.
Indeed. It's about time I push them out of the Prophet's quarters as well. Though then again, I don't have the muscle to do so right now.
They are well entrenched. Very well entrenched. I'm beginning to reshape the Volg, but that will take time. They will need extensive pressure.
Hmm.
They'll need drawing out. A viper like Quill always needs to draw out. He seems more afraid of us than we should be of him. In fact, when he heard that Mina was related to me, he hid.
Hmm. He can hide wherever he wants to hide, or he can even hide in hell. I can find him easily enough.
Riverside is your best bet.
Hmm. Oh, I'm pretty sure he's in Riverside. But I mean, I can get his exact location if need be.
It could be something all of us Alliance members could work together on. It could be something to bring to the table.
Yes. Hmm. I'll have to keep that in mind. I guess I should start building influence in the underworld then, at least a little bit. I'll have to in order to get to Quill.
The 12 our Sword Brothers, I hear, are good. I've had some dealings with them. The Sons of David are reclusive as ever, but if you are of business mind, they will do deals with you. The vulgar mine. And the Brotherhood of Euphrates and I have a very interesting relationship.
Hmm.
But I will make sure that once you begin to push into the underworld, that Clan Malkavian is there as a friend to extend a hand if needed.
That would be appreciated. And if, as always, if I can help your clan as well, just let me know.
Incline his head and smile. Well, you look up. He'll almost look out at one of the small windows. Looks up at the sky. I must set the horses in. It is getting late.
Hmm, indeed. Thanks for your time, Garnet. It was good speaking to you. And we'll set a date and we'll go and we'll see this cult firsthand.
Just send word, and I shall be ready, my darling. As he stands up, walking towards the door.
Yep. He stands and grabs his cane and goes towards the door. And I guess we'll exit quietly.
Yeah, Garnet will, as the merchant bone passes, Olenis comes in and hands Garnet a piece of paper. He reads it and puts it in his jacket, and then we'll just nod and wave the merchant bones off.
Yep. And he'll just get in his carriage and have it turned around, and him and his guard will make back towards the city. And I believe we can end it there, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching.